Alright, this should be, unless I'm mistaken, a full Xbox Platinum Hits set. 134 titles, distinct titles by my count. There's a couple other odds and ends and a couple rumored titles, but these are all of the confirmed ones that at least I consider to be distinct releases. I'm going to get down and zoom in on these a little bit. I'm not going to go over every title in detail, but I will hit the ones that are the rarest and some oddities, and then I do have the 22 best of Platinum Hits as well, and I think I'll go over in further detail in another video about the differences between the Platinum Hits releases and their respective best of releases, because there are some differences. So we've got 3 007 games, a pretty rare 50-cent Bulletproof. Not the rarest Platinum hit, but that is definitely a rare one. I believe there is also a variant of this where it's in a standard black label and green case, but it's got a now as a Platinum Hit sticker on it, so it has to come sealed to get that sticker. I don't consider that the actual Platinum Hit release, but that is a variant you can look out for. Couple common titles. Remember this ATV2, because we're going to come back to that later for a variant of that. Black is an amazing game. I played that a ton as a kid. Same thing with Blinks 2. Or sorry, is that... I've got that big sticker on there, so I can't remember if it's Blinks or Blinks 2. I think that might be the first Blinks. Yeah, that's the first Blinks. And then a bunch of common stuff. Burnout 3 is another personal favorite of mine. I played the crap out of that back in the day and still do. Burnout Revenge is a bit uncommon as far as Platinum Hits go. Same thing with Call of Duty 3. For whatever reason, that's fairly uncommon. These are all fairly common. Crash Super Pack is nice to have. It's not hard to come by or anything, but I enjoy the multi-pack releases that they did. I have a sealed Crimson Skies there, nothing too special, but I did find it for just a couple bucks at a semi-local game shop, so I was happy to pick that up. I have a couple of these sealed. I'm not specifically looking out for sealed Platinum Hits, but I do like to grab them when I can. Here's something a little interesting. The Dead to Rights, that one is sealed, and it's got this little GameStop or GameSpot sticker on there. And then I also have another oddball variant behind it. Let me grab those two real quick. So both of these are sealed variants with stickers on the seal. For this guy on the left here, it is a Game of the Year Best of 2002 GameSpot sticker. And I believe, yeah, that is on the seal. It's not on the case itself. And then over here is kind of an oddball. I've seen this pop up a couple times. It's got that sticker that says, "To be used only with breakdown sales promotion." I have not been able to find any details around that or what kind of promotion it was, but just an oddity to be aware of. Alright, continuing on from there, we have Def Jam Fight for New York, which is uncommon. I'm not going to call it rare, but it's definitely uncommon, and because the game itself is pretty sought after, it's a little bit more up there in price. Nothing special about Doom 3 here, but I do have an oddball to show off about that later, so keep that in mind. And for some reason, Morrowind got 2 distinct Platinum Hits releases, the base game and then the Game of the Year edition that has the 2, I don't know if you'd call them DLC, but the 2 expansions, Blood Moon and Tribunal. Amazing, amazing games. Enter the Matrix, nothing special there. And then moving on with the Fs, we've got Fabled, The Lost Chapters, which I don't know exactly what all is added by that. More quests, more weapons, yada yada. That is the only way to get The Lost Chapters, is with this Platinum Hits release. So that's one interesting PH release where it's actually got content that you couldn't get elsewhere. For whatever reason, both of these Fight Night games are fairly uncommon. I do have a couple spares of those that I've picked up over the years, but you don't see them all the time. And then another oddity of why on earth is this rare, Forza Motorsport Platinum Hits. It's pretty uncommon. I don't see many of these. And, I mean, can you think of a more iconic franchise for Xbox other than, like, Halo and Forza? And I have no idea why that's uncommon. There's got to be a ton of copies printed for that, but maybe it was a late release, I'm not sure. Speaking of uncommons, we've got Grand Theft Auto Double Pack with the now available as an Xbox Platinum Hit sticker. And it does actually have the Platinum Hits cases and discs in there. I don't think you can see it from here. There have been reports that I've seen on our subreddit about a variant of this with the exterior sticker and Platinum Hits cases, but then standard black label discs. And some people are saying that that is a distinct variant, so that's kind of something interesting. But this thing is really tough to find. I've been able to pick up this copy for, I think it was like $12 or something, because somebody just assumed it was a basic GTA double pack, because the standard release is nothing special at all. But people who know what they have, they'll usually sell that for around $200, $250, at least as far as what I've seen. So that is a tough one to get, tough one to watch out for. And nothing special about San Andreas, it's very common, but that ended up being the last Platinum Hits title that I needed. So thankfully I got a lot of the tough stuff out of the way before people started learning about how rare they were, and I left the common stuff for later, so that worked out pretty well for me. Halo and Halo 2, nothing too special there. I do have an odd release of Halo 2 here where it's got the darker, almost translucent gray case that you would see for, I think it was Xbox 360 Platinum Hits were using those. And this, I've seen pictures of this sealed with that case, so I'm confident that that is a variant, kind of a re-release of Halo 2 Platinum Hits. Just something to be aware of. Here's another strangely uncommon one, is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I feel like The Incredibles was a little tougher to find. Don't quote me on that, but I feel I've had this one for a while, but I think it was a little less common than others. Just one quick note here, I have seen a picture in one of the official Xbox magazines of the Fellowship of the Rings Platinum Hits. That's the only evidence I've ever seen of that title. I've never seen an actual copy of it or anyone talking about having an actual copy of it, but that was at least planned at one point. For whatever reason, the Madagascar release is a little bit harder to find. And some other solid games, nothing too special there. Mercenaries is an uncommon, I would say. I don't know if it's quite rare, but definitely uncommon. MVP Baseball, for whatever reason, is pretty uncommon. And now we come to this SOB. NBA Ballers Platinum Hits. This thing is the rarest game that I personally have ever tried to track down. I've seen mention of it in early 2000s forums, people that were keeping track of Platinum Hits releases as they were coming out. So people were aware of it back in the day. As far as I know, collectors have only been aware of it semi-recently. So big shout out to the Pirate Pimp who really documented it and showed that yes, it is real. And my gosh, I spent 1.5, 2 years of constant checking and monitoring eBay and other selling sites trying to find a copy of this. I had 2 copies at next to no money slip through my fingers. Finally managed to just get a hold of this dang guy, and I'm very glad to have that done and completed. It was becoming my the white whale to my Ahab, and I was just going crazy trying to find that sucker. Oh my goodness. And moving on along, got a bunch of Need for Speed games. I think NFL Street might be slightly less common than others. For some reason that sticks in my head, but I'm not sure if that's true. And here's an odd one. Prince of Persia Warrior Within. When I first started PH hunting 2, 3, 4 years ago, this thing was kind of on par with like 50 Cent Bulletproof and GTA Double Pack. It was very, very rare, very hard to come by. But nowadays, last time I checked a while back, there were multiple copies of it just sitting on eBay, and nobody cared enough to pick them up. And my experience has been most of those listings have come out of Canada. So I don't know if that is a Canadian exclusive or not, or if it was just more prevalent there. But for whatever reason, it used to be really, really hard to come by, and now you can just grab it anytime you want, basically. So there is some hope for some of those other rare games that maybe won't be quite so rare in the future. I think partially it's because people are starting to care more about Xbox collecting, where it used to always just be overshadowed by GameCube and PS2. Red Dead Revolver, that's a little bit harder to come by. Silent Hill 2 isn't rare, but it is a little up there in price as far as platinum hits goes. Same thing with one of these two Simpsons games. It's a little pricier. I can't remember which one. I want to say it's Hit and Run. Costs a little bit more. And here we have a swath of Sonic games. We've got Sonic Heroes and the Sonic Mega Collection Plus, and they each came in a bundle with Monkey Ball. And these bundles are pretty tough to come by. They're not the rarest things in the world, but they are tough to come by. And then, let me just, I have those in cases because I'm weird. One thing to note is they do have specific manuals that are like combo manuals, and then there is no Platinum Hits version of the Monkey Ball game. It's always going to be just a standard Black Label release. I have not been able to find any proof that there was ever an actual Platinum Hits disc for Super Monkey Ball. And then here's another strangely hard to find game, is SpongeBob SquarePants Lights Camera Pants. This one I kind of slept on this one. I picked it up off of Mercari for really cheap. It was like an old listing that's just been sitting around for a while, and I needed it, so I grabbed it, and I didn't realize how uncommon this really is. I would say it's probably harder to find than 99% of these other Platinum Hits. I didn't realize at the time, but keep your eyes open for Lights Camera Pants if you care about Platinum Hits. Alright, almost getting towards the end here. We have a huge bundle of Star Wars games. Nothing tough to find at all here. Just a bunch of pretty solid games. I want to say the TMNT game is a little less common, I feel. And this is kind of a cool one, the classic Trilogy, where you get 3 games in there. Wonderful Tom Clancy games. And I have seen in forums, I have seen mention of Ghost Recon 2 Summit Strike getting a Platinum Hits release. Someone in the forum was saying that they actually saw it in a store, but I've never seen a photo of it, any other kind of proof of it. Just another rumor is what I'm chalking it up to. But something to think about there. And then we've got a bunch of Tony Hawk games as well. Go figure, those all sold really well. There are some other special side notes around some underground games that we'll get to in a bit here. For whatever reason, Tony Hawk's Project 8 is fairly uncommon as a Platinum Hit. And then wrapping things up here, we finish with Yu-Gi-Oh! And yes, I do have the 3 cards that came with it. Dark Sage, Widespread Ruin, and Winged Dragon of Ra. And as far as I know, that is all 134 distinct Platinum Hits releases. Again, if I'm missing anything, please do let me know. I'm going to show off a couple oddballs here, and then I think I'm going to pack all these suckers up and then bring out the best of Platinum Hits. So I don't consider this a specific release, but just do note that the Halo Triple Pack, the copy of Halo that it comes with is the Platinum Hits version of Halo. So, side note. And now we come to the Super Platinum Hits. There are, I believe, 6 games, at least that I know of, that got another release with these super platinum hit stickers on the seal, on the cellophane. These are the only 2 I have, and yes, I'm weird and I went ahead and got this one graded just kind of for fun, because I enjoy my platinum hits. But Tony Hawk Underground 1 and 2 got the sticker treatment, Shrek 2, Spider-Man 1 and 2, and then Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 are the ones that I'm familiar with that have these super platinum hits stickers. And it's weird to me, I wonder if this was an in-between between the regular platinum hits and then the best of platinum hits, because I believe all of those sticker titles I mentioned also got best of releases. Let me get to some oddities now. I have this Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 that I got that has this sticker on the case. It's a cool kind of, it's got a little holographic work to it. It's an X Games logo, and it says reversible. I don't think there's anything else special about the case or the game that was in it. So if anybody knows anything about that, please tell me. We've got this promo copy of Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. I forget if I don't think the disc has anything special with it. Pretty standard release, other than it has that on the artwork itself. Also got this Rally Sport Challenge with a sticker on the case that says not for individual sale, and it's got that on the back as well. I don't know what the story is behind that, but it's just something I've come across. We've got Doom 3 here, and I'm pretty sure that this is the way it's meant to be. It's got the Black Label artwork in a Platinum Hits case, and it's got this now available, or now a Platinum Hits title sticker on the case. It's not sealed, but I have seen pictures of copies sealed in this setup. So it's probably another one of those in-between kind of things. I don't know. It's just weird. If you are sure that I'm wrong, please let me know. But that is something I've seen a couple different times in this setup. And then we've got Mortal Kombat Deception, now available as a Platinum Hit. So this is a title that's rumored to be a Platinum Hit. The only other Mortal Kombat we have that is a Platinum Hit is the Deadly Alliance. And I have never, ever seen a full-on silver re-release of this. It's only this sticker variant. Some people consider this to be the Platinum Hit release. I don't include it in my count of 134, but it is something to look out for and be aware of. And now I think this is my favorite oddball Platinum Hit release. ATV2 Quad Power Racing, but this is a Crave re-release. And I have only seen a few copies of this, and they have always been in this translucent green Xbox 360 style case. And this thing is so ridiculously hard to find. I have found my copy. I managed to find a second copy for the Pirate Pimp, and I've seen like 1 or 2 pictures is what I was using to verify that what I had was actually correct. So I don't know what the story is about this. It must be a late re-release. I think Crave must have bought the rights to this because originally it was published by Acclaim, I believe, aka Acclaim. Yeah. So it must have been like, hey, we bought the rights to this, let's throw out another release to get some money off of it quick. I don't know. But it's got Crave on the case there, and it's mentioned on the back as well. And then the disc is still the aka Acclaim disc, and I have never seen any claims to the contrary that it should come with a Crave disc. But then another odd thing to note is that the manual does have Crave branding on it. So strange case, new branding for the manual and the case artwork, but then still the original aka Platinum Hits disc. So I just stumbled across this at one point because I noticed that the branding was different. Don't ask me how I noticed. And then I went to Pirate Pimp because he is the biggest collector that I am in touch with, and I asked him about it, and he had never heard of this before. We got really excited about it. We both started looking for a copy for him, and I managed to grab one really cheap. But this is just, I don't consider this a specific, unique release. It's just kind of a variant that you can hunt down if you want to, but just something to be aware of. And if anybody does see a disc with the actual Crave branding on it, I would be very intrigued by that, but I have never seen any proof that that exists. So there you have it for my oddballs. I believe there are other oddballs out there, but those are the ones that are mine. Alright, and last but not least, I'll just briefly cover these best of platinum hits. I don't think any of these are particularly hard to come by, but there are some differences in the artwork and sometimes even the disc version and things like that. So I will cover those later in another video, more in depth, with some side-by-side comparisons. But no surprises here. These all sold really, really well. And thankfully none of these are all that difficult to come by.